I am Angelique and I am part of the RMB team. That's me. So I think there's various levels of significance here. I think you've got the fact that obviously there's the fundraising element of it, but if you get the right sort of corporate people here with the right networks and the right personas and the right kudos in the governance world, in the corporate world, there is good relationship with a lot of other corporates, and there is perhaps the opportunity to bring the exposure and the story and the understanding of what these rangers have to do out into the open. I don't think people are very aware. I mean, SRT is something that we all know. Saving the rhinos is something that we all, from a moral perspective, understand and love. But to bring people here and experience what the rangers have to do, the terrain that they have to walk on, and take these people not only from the fundraising element but from the exposure element back into their worlds, and you can't help yourself but come away from this and try and tell the story. And I think the fact that we bring corporates here with the networks that they have and the access to perhaps funding that they have brings the story far further than if it was just a group of 20 cyclists. So I think it's not about cycling, it's about the people, the experience, the exposure, understanding what goes on here and taking that story further into their networks, into their corporate circles, and perhaps creating additional events from it that can again do fundraising and perhaps creating additional exposure for it. So I think it's a multiplier effect by having the right corporates come here.
You have these communities that have always been living together with these animals. The Rhino Rangers, the community game guards, are members of the community. They are the ones that go out in the field where they are monitoring wildlife, recording incidences that are happening within the conservancy and reporting it back.
The community sees that it's needed to have these guys out in the field. So wherever if you travel around and you meet local community people and you are wearing this t-shirt, or this, they say, ah, that's our program.
A typical day of mine would start probably at 4:30. That would be my wake-up call and head off for a rhino drive. Whichever time we find a rhino, this is what we use first. So it's having drawings, blank drawings of a rhino, the 2 ears and the face. Apart from that, we'll be filling in the GPS coordinates, which is very helpful for the MET as well. And by the end of the month, we send these books back to our base, and the base carries it through to MET. So we've got vehicle teams, we've got on-the-ground teams, yep. And so yes, we are fighting a battle here, but we are ready.
So there's so much about the rhino. I just love the fact, I love what it means, I love what it signifies for us, I think, as Namibians or Africans. It's just one of those animals that for us is home. And I will never be able to understand the crazy rubbish people try and do with them, but they belong here, and that's why we're here to try and defend for them.